Welcome back to another episode of Break The Huddle. I'm your host, Don Deuce, and today we're diving into a story that's as tragic as it is thought-provoking, involving former LSU star wide receiver Kyren Lacy.
He'll fire again, and Lacy, I think he got a foot.
It's a story that brings to light the real challenges athletes face in the modern era of college football, especially with the rise of NIL opportunities. In this video, we break it down here. So grab your jersey, settle in, and let's break the huddle.
Who's got my back? Who's got my back? I got your back. Who's got my back? I got your back. Who got that swerve? I got that swerve.
Louisiana State Police have just issued arrest warrants for former LSU football standout Kyren Lacy for several serious offenses, including negligent homicide.
Now, Kyren Lacy is currently facing charges of negligent homicide and felony hit and run for a tragic incident that occurred on December 17, 2024. According to police, Lacy was driving recklessly, illegally passing vehicles at a high speed, which led to a chain reaction crash. This crash tragically claimed the life of 78-year-old retired Marine Herman Hall, and that left two others injured. To make matters worse, Lacy fled the scene without offering and or calling emergency services. Lacy was balling on the field for LSU. Wrapping up his senior season in Baton Rouge, he led the Tigers with 9 receiving touchdowns to go along with 58 catches for 866 yards, which had him ranked first on the team, averaging 72 receiving yards a game in 2024. According to One.com, Lacy has a $755,000 NIL valuation, reflecting just how impactful he was on and off the field. His talent positioned him as a promising prospect for the NFL draft.
Brother, Kyren Lacy, he's been there with us. It was a big four for sure. I'm excited for him. I know he's happy for us.
I was hoping to watch a video probably of the year that me and him created together. So seeing him right there,
that was a great surprise.
We might be on the same video, giving him the same speech next year.
Go out there and have fun. Keep your foot on their neck, man. And next year, I expect you to be here.
But this incident casts a shadow over his career and raises serious questions about the support or lack thereof available to college athletes who find themselves suddenly thrust into the spotlight of wealth and NIL deals.
What's your thoughts on NIL?
I have a love-hate relationship for it because I think it's being abused, in a sense of you giving a kid too much so early when they haven't really proved anything. I mean, I'm hearing some of these kids making millions of dollars. What is the motivation? If you could get millions of dollars in college, what is the motivation to go to the next level, right? Or the motivation to be the best I can be for your program if I'm giving $1 million without even proving myself?
This brings us to a broader conversation about the responsibilities of the NCAA. The NFL has long understood the importance of prepping its players for the challenges they'll face off the field. The Rookie Symposium introduces incoming players to the league, setting expectations and offering guidance on topics like financial decisions, mental health, substance abuse, and professionalism, with former players speaking on their NFL experiences and their decisions to enlighten young athletes on the future to come.
Teddy's bankroll, because each one of y'all in business for yourself. This right here is Teddy Bridgewater Inc.
Incorporated.
That's him. Now, every dime that come into Teddy, all right, is gonna be earned by him and this body. All right? Now, I let my homeboys know. Y'all wanna keep rolling like this? Then I need to know who's gonna be the fall guy, who's gonna be driving, because y'all not gonna all do the right stuff now, all right? So I got to teach y'all how to get around all this stuff too. If you gonna have a crew, one of them fools got to know he going to jail. We'll get him out.
We'll get him out.
But what about college athletes? Many of whom are now earning significant income through NIL deals. They're often younger, less experienced, and juggling the pressures of fame, academics, and athletic performance. Yet, There's no mandatory program in place to guide them through the pitfalls of newfound wealth and fame. NCAA only provides online support to resources in which none of that information is mandatory. While some universities take the time to educate its players on NIL, NCAA should be working in conjunction with the universities to provide mandatory services for these young gifted athletes.
Your boy rolled up in a Rolls Royce. Today. Yeah. And we just got out of our musty Uber because the Uber driver didn't put on deodorant. Yeah. To see that and then to also understand from your perspective, you know what it's like when these guys get money.
Right.
And we've seen some horror stories.
True that.
Like, how are you working to make sure that your players have financial literacy?
That's great. We prepared him tremendously. One of my dearest friends, Richard Fain, who grew up my best friend, he was in banking for 25 years.
Okay.
I bring him in twice a year. Not only to just talk about financial literacy, to teach these young men how to establish LLCs, to just teach them all about the finances of life. I mean, a whole tutorial. I'm trying to build a total man, not just a football player. I want the total man, because if he's strong over here and weak over here, that's not the total man. That's just a football player with a lot of talent, a lot of ability that's going to be broke real soon.
Right.
So we got to match up his intellect on the field as well as off the field.
Now, here's what the NCAA should consider implementing: a nationwide program like the NFL Rookie Symposium tailored for NIL athletes. This program could cover financial literacy, teaching athletes how to manage their earnings responsibly, mental health resources, coping with the pressures of fame and performance, decision-making skills, understanding the consequences of their actions both on and off the field, substance abuse and domestic violence prevention, creating a culture of accountability and respect. Now, listen, this isn't about pointing fingers or excusing behavior. It's about recognizing that young athletes like Kyren Lacy often lack the tools and guidance to navigate these challenges. Tragedies like this one could be prevented if we maybe took proactive steps to educate and support them.
Guys, you gotta just be careful. And Ocho, when you young, you believe you are invincible, especially if you're an athlete. Now, I like I said, we've been athletes our whole life, Ocho. So you know how we think. Man, ain't nothing gonna happen to me.
Hold on. You gotta add the other element to it. Now, not only do you think you're invincible when you're an athlete, when you're a good athlete at that, you're in college, you're on top of the world. But this is the other element that makes it even that much more dangerous. Money. Now they got money.
Oh, yeah.
Now they got money. So once you add the money to it, now you really feel you're invincible and you're not thinking right. You're not in your right state of mind. So some of the things that you do when you are young, driving fast, drinking, clubbing, having a good time, feeling that you are invincible in certain situations when normally in your right state of mind, when you're older and you're a little bit more experienced, you're not thinking about that stuff.
Kyren Lacy's story is heartbreaking on so many levels. It's a stark reminder that talent and opportunity alone aren't enough. These athletes need the right framework and resources to make better decisions. The NCAA has a chance to step up and make a real difference. Let's hope they take it.
I took interest because I had students who were college football players in my classes. And a lot of what they told me about their education, about the academic side of things, about the realities of what it was to be a college football player at a Big Ten institution, quite frankly, stunned me. Many of the people I have spoken to from the Minnesota program were suicidal or attempted suicide. So
thanks for tuning in to Break the Huddle. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Should the NCAA implement a mandatory program for NIL athletes? We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and take care.
Who's got my back? Who's got my back? I got your back. Who's got my back? I got your back. Who's got that swerve? I got that swerve.